Hey guys, Dr. Gus here, naturopath, acupuncturist, conventional doctor, and founder of drlandivar.com. Welcome to today's video. What does breast milk do to our bodies? A lot of us today are seeing mothers give babies formula just because there's a very convenient way of feeding a baby and having a lot of the heavy lifting of giving breast milk to babies lifted off mothers' backs. But what does the science say? What does science say about breastfeeding that we might not know about? How does the baby change when you feed a baby with breast milk formula, or in this case, milk formula that is a substitute to breast milk that we should be feeding our babies? Today, we're going to look at this very interesting subject because, believe it or not, a lot of the deficiencies we're seeing and a lot of the diseases we're seeing today, like diabetes, metabolic syndrome, problems with circulation, cholesterol, and the development also of our brains and our physiological functioning, come from not taking breast milk. Incredible studies that I will show you today will prove that this might be the way to go. Breast milk, like it always was. Don't forget to give this video a like button. Don't forget to share. Don't forget that we are live. If you have a question, leave your comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer it. And I'll be glad to answer anything you guys have to say. If you're watching this video later on, maybe a year after, it doesn't matter. Leave your comment, and I will also answer to whatever your questions might be. First of all, breast milk is completely different from what normal breast or let's say mother's infant formulas should be. Believe it, because there's a ton of difference. Let me show you this study. This is actually an article from Yale School of Medicine talking about how researchers have identified sugar molecules in breast milk that help a baby's brain develop that might not be present in infant formulas. And believe it or not, there are many studies now being published talking about how infants that are taking breast milk have a better development with their brains and their mental functioning over the course of several years just because they were fed breast milk. Let me see if we have a question here before we keep going. Don't forget that we are live. Leave your comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer it. All right. So what does this article say? Well, this study emphasizing the powerful role of what we eat and how it plays a role in brain function. Remember that back in the day, maybe 30 years ago, we could never say as doctors that whatever we ate had any effect on the way we developed, right? The way we thought, the way we acted, the way our bodies reacted to whatever we were eating. Nowadays, we know that if you eat junk, you will have a truly very bad health just because you're consuming things that obviously are not compatible with your system. So genetically modified foods, grains, all types of ingredients that are put into baby infant formulas is what you're feeding your baby with. Don't doubt that for a minute. That is exactly what is going out. Now researchers have identified a component in breast milk that promotes how neurons form connections in infants' brains. Okay, this is something that I've seen personally too. I've seen how children, I can compare it. I've seen it in hospitals. How I can compare that infants that have been breastfed are way different than infants who have been taking infant formulas their entire lives. Like the video. Let me see this question real quick, and we'll keep on going. Remember that everything that is natural is always going to be better for the human body. Anything that you consume that is genetically modified, that comes in any way, shape, and form, may be processed, maybe mass-produced with colorings, with chemicals, with all types of preservatives. This is going to damage the chemistry inside your body because we are not made to consume these type of foods. Number two, let me see if you have a question. I have a question here. Jasmine is asking, what had to give my son? Sorry, I don't. No, let me rewrite the question and we'll answer in a minute. Oh, I had to give my son formula because there was too much pain while I was breastfeeding him. Yes, this is something that obviously women will suffer. Every woman that has breastfed knows that it is painful to give your child your breast, right? But there comes also what you want for your baby, right? If you really want your baby to develop to its maximum potential, you want him to be entirely well developed, well, you have to make a sacrifice. Everything in life comes with a sacrifice. Everything. If you want a career, you have to study. You have to get up every single morning at 5 a.m. maybe to go to class and have that first class at 7 a.m. If you want the glory, you have to go through the suffering. There's nothing comes easily in life, right? Number two, breastfeeding and its key components against infant formula. This is a very interesting compilation of data and research talking about how there's a consensus now, talking about how giving your own milk, mother's own milk, is considered to be the best source of an infant's nutrition. Well, obviously, I mean, an infant is living for basically 6 months to a year only on mother's milk, and that baby is developing almost perfectly, right? And I say almost perfectly because after 6 months, you have to start giving your baby some type of food. Extensive evidence has shown that breast milk contains a variety of bioactive agents that modify the function of gastrointestinal tracts and the immune system. This is another benefit that a lot of people know about. Mothers who give their children breast milk see better immune function and less disease over the course of several years, as well as brain development. Apparently, this is a big one because I've seen it so much all over the place. Thus, breast milk is well recognized as a biological fluid required for optimal infant growth and development. And not only that, studies have further suggested that breast milk mitigates infant programming of late metabolic diseases, particularly protecting against obesity and type 2 diabetes. Yes, there are now hundreds of studies seeing the correlation of infants that have been taking infant formulas against breast milk, and they see a huge spike in correlation between men and women who have been fed their mother's milk and others who are more susceptible to diseases that have been fed infant formulas. Remember, when you are giving your baby an infant formula, there is everything that comes in processed form. Everything, most ingredients, okay? So wheat, everything that comes like there's many types of grains that are now mass produced and all genetically modified. You're giving your baby terrible food. That's the reality, okay? Like the video. Let me see this question real quick and we'll keep on going. I have this study right here talking about, again, another benefit. Breast milk shown to boost babies' brain and gut health. This is another one. Babies, when they are developing and you're giving your baby breast milk, do not have the same amount or the as frequent of problems in gut digestion than babies that are given formulas. No, there's a huge difference, okay? For those who struggle with exclusively breastfeeding, this study suggests your baby can still get significant benefits if you breastfeed them as much as you can. Yes, and this is talking about how there are many health benefits reported just in gut development, and not only that, metabolism, metabolites in breast milk, and many more. Like the video. Let me see this question real quick, and we'll keep on going. Shimley Steph is saying, this is a very important topic, and so much is not said about this. Yes, that's true. That's true. It is. And you know what? I've worked with mothers breastfeeding, and you will not believe the things that I see. It's just incredible. Talking about how the baby has a better skin, a better beauty, it really does. Their skin does shine a way that you don't see with infant formulas. It's different. And you see how the baby has a thicker skin, a better skin. They are not running into obesity as quickly as infants that are given formulas. There's just a ton of different benefits to this, all right? Number 5, study reveals a dynamic of human breast milk production. This is a very important topic because many women will say, you know what, I did not produce any breast milk, and that's why I didn't give my baby any breast milk. Well, there's a huge factor coming in within the mother. For example, let me give you an example. If a mother believes that she will not be a good mother, she will not produce milk. It's incredible how the human brain will dictate how much breast milk a mother will produce. If a mother is living in stress in the household, does not have the love of her husband, maybe, or is going through hardships and stress, she will not produce breast milk. When cows, let me give you an example. When cows are to produce milk, you know what farmers do? They put them in a very well kept and climate controlled environment where they feel that they're not cold or they're not cold or hot. They feel well. They have classical music on, okay? I'm not joking. They have classical music on. They receive a bath every day, okay? They use and they give them food that is actually good food that they like to eat. These cows love their food. You know what's going to happen? They're going to produce more milk because they love being in the place they are, and they produce more. And obviously, the economic overturn on that is a lot greater than if you just treat a mother, or in this case, a cow, the way you shouldn't. If you need something natural that can help you in any way, help you with production, maybe of breast milk, that obviously has been seen 1 and twice and 3 times and many times in studies. Look for PhenoPro from Fineland at finelandvitamins.com. Maybe you're someone struggling to get pregnant. Well, look for something that can help you. Maybe support that activity. Look for myoinositol or metathyroid from Fineland at finelandvitamins.com. Like the video. Let me see this question real quick. Julian Patrick is asking, what about giving them formula and breast milk too? Do babies have those same benefits? Yes, they do. They have the benefits because they are receiving all the immune capabilities giving in breast milk from mothers onto infants. But then again, you are also feeding them with grains that they should not be receiving when they are breastfed, or in this case, given an infant formula before and ahead of time. Their stomachs are not able yet to digest the same amount of carbohydrates or proteins, or these different proteins that are not given in a mother's milk. It's a completely different formula, a completely different milk. Even though they are trying to mimic, it's not the same. It is different, right? And if you're giving half one or another, well, there are the benefits that are being absorbed from breast milk, no doubt about that. But there are also maybe the harms when you're giving your infant some type of infant formula. Guys, don't forget to give this video a like button. Don't forget to share. I'd love to stay and keep talking about this, but I really have to go. I'll check you out in the next video. I'll see you tomorrow, and God bless you all. Take care.